All right, and it says 0.
Take off.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. You know what, folks?
Please check it on the map.
I see a sunrise this morning. Why am I beeping? Oh, I know why I'm beeping. That's my stupid alarm clock. I'm gonna let it just beep for a little while, and then we may or may not have some sort of sunrise. I'll welcome you guys in a minute, but I'm sure grateful for you being here, folks. Let's go take care of that. Silly thing doesn't realize what his task really was. Okay. Okay, so good morning, everyone. I hope you're having a good day. Happy Saturday. Rick Halber, Mason Kieser, and Mel and Rodney. Welcome, everybody. Thanks for joining. We're looking at, I guess, better weather than Rodney had and Philly Mike, because it's raining over there. Hey, Mr. Amos. And but I don't know. We may or may not see a sunrise. But oh, I'm sorry. I went the wrong direction on that. This is approximately the direction, and there's some bright stuff in the sky, so we're gonna hope for it. So hope everybody's Saturday's going well so far. Pretty early for most of you. Good morning, Mr. Baum. You just drive. You just listen. I'm glad you're there, but now I know you're there. So there you go. This is what we're looking at. The weather bug says, of course, it doesn't. It's my source for what the cloud situation is going to be, and they do a pretty good job. But they break it down by hour. And at 7 o'clock it was supposed to be fully cloudy, and at 8 o'clock some sun should be shining through. So 7:34 sunrise. It's just hard to say. That's 6 minutes from now. We may just see something spectacular here, folks. All right. So what's going on in the chat? The wife? No, Mr. Halber. The wife has vacated. That's not quite the right term, but she's gone to China now. She left on Monday. I took her to the airport. And she'll be back on June the 17th. So, and I miss her. Anyway. But thanks for asking. I appreciate that. See what else is going on in the chat? Nothing? Okay, so yeah, I've been looking for new songs, and I found a new song by an old guy that I used to follow this guy all the time. He had has a wonderful baritone voice. He's about my age, and actually he's a few weeks older than me, so I may have time. His name's John Gorka, and he wrote this song called "People My Age." People my age have People my age have started looking gross. Can I say all, and I shouldn't say most? I've seen them in the grocery, I've seen them up close, and people my age have really started looking gross. People my age are showing somewhere. There's holes where the teeth was, and their heads have gone bare. The brains are shrinking, faces turning into fat. And as for the mirror, we won't be looking into that. People my age just started looking gross. Maybe not in Colorado or up the Silicon Coast, but out in Scranton, Pennsylvania, I'd eat scrapple on toast. Those were my first steps on the road to looking gross. I'll explain that in a minute. Ooh, people my age are looking overripe. Going to the doctor to tighten up what ain't tight. What gravity's ruined, they try to fix with a knife. What's pleasant in the night time is plain scary in the light. Ooh, gross. Sorry about that last verse. The words came to me slowly. But anyway, scrapple. Scrapple, it was funny the way he described that. He said when he was writing this song, he said he wanted to write a song about aging gracefully, but he also wanted it to be nonfiction. So he ended up writing a different song. Scrapple, he said he grew up in Pennsylvania. And some of you may know about Scrapple. Hey, welcome Nancy Jones. Nice to see you. Brian, True Drone Reviews. Yeah, nice and foggy. Your theme song. Camero. It's not raining, that's right. It's raining everywhere but here, I guess. Oh, thank you, Mason. Good morning again, everyone. So he said he grew up in Pennsylvania. John Gorka was his name, by the way, is his name. And he grew up in Pennsylvania, and he said they had a breakfast meat, they called it, called Scrapple. And he said it was made up of pig parts. Said you couldn't really call it pig meat, it was just pig parts. He said it's like Spam, but without the health benefits. So there you go. So those were his first steps on the road to looking gross. I also, I could kick myself. I've said for years, 20 years, that I would go to Nashville someday and see this particular guy that I like very much. He's a blues performer, and he lived in Nashville. He lived in Nashville all of his life until the last few years he moved to Canada after he married a Canadian woman. But he took her name too. His name used to be Victor Mecyssne, but he changed it to Victor Anthony, which was her family name, and moved up there with her. But that guy was born 3 months and 1 day before I was, and I always liked his music, and I said, one of these days I'm going to go to Nashville and see him perform, and I never did it. And I found out he passed away 2 days short of a year ago. So anyway, I'm going to celebrate a little bit of his life with one of his songs called, and it's completely the wrong time of the year, but it gives us something to look forward to. Mockingbird mornings, low fog in the fields, folks in convertible automobiles, blacktop getting hotter than the hinges on the gates of hell, might turn up a shower of rain, but you can't ever tell. Dogs on the front porch, too lazy to run. Fat snake on a flat rock, baking in the sun. And that cotton candy air just seems to melt in your mouth. It's summer way down south. Peaches, tomatoes, and a sweet potato pie. Fresh lima beans and homemade blackberry wine. Corn on the cob and catfish right out the lake. Got some pineapple upside down cake. Kids on the back porch spitting watermelon seeds with juice on their noses and mud on their knees. And later there'll be little bear feet up on the couch. It's summer way down south. The kudzu's gone and covered up nearly half of the state, and the 4 lanes are bulging with all those out-of-state plates. There's a little contest over to the county fair. You know that all the old-timers are bound to be there. That revival tent's rocking in the evening still, sweat pouring off the preacher and the people getting chills. It's been an all-day Sunday dinner on the grounds. Now the good old boys are right back getting drunk and scoot around. Youngins catching June bugs in jelly jars. Couples getting cozy on... Oh, I don't like that line. I changed that line recently, but anyway. Couples on the porch swing staring at the stars. Heat lightning bouncing off the nighttime clouds. It's summer way down south. Yeah, yes, summer way down south. Anyway, that was Victor Mecyssne. And a couple of explanations there too. I try to think back. Drunk as Cooter Brown. I had heard that expression before, and I looked it up on the source that I know is 100% reliable, internet, and Wikipedia said that it gave me two versions of the story, but basically Cooter Brown was a guy who lived, both stories agree, a guy who lived near the northern and southern, the Mason-Dixon line, which was the boundary for the United States Civil War back in 1861 to 65. Anyway, he lived right on that boundary, and the two versions of the story say that he wanted to avoid the war, both of these versions. One, because he wasn't sure which side he'd be on, and he had friends on both sides. And the other was that, what was that? It doesn't matter. Anyway, he wanted to avoid the war, and so in order to do that, he just got drunk and stayed drunk for 5 years. So, drunk as Cooter Brown is a Southern expression that refers. It's a measuring stick, if you will. As drunk as, or drunker than, or almost as drunk as Cooter Brown. There you go. On a roll today. Thank you, Rick. Hey there, Russell. I don't see Russell. There you are. Fry it crispy on both sides. Yeah, that sounds perfect. He described that. He was, but the expression on his face didn't quite say that. Russell, you are blue now. There you go. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Mala Defa 65. I could definitely sing harmony with you. Figured it out, Rodney Bell. Rodney Bell, what did you say? Well, I bet that because you're not flying today. Mala, you are also new to the channel. Welcome. And you are also a moderator. And Rod Piker, how is it that you're not a moderator? There you go. Les, welcome. Welcome, you fly. I guess, are you flying today, Les? If you are, well, please let me know, and also what time. So, morning, everyone. Afternoon in UK, I believe, by now. It should be early afternoon. Peter Carroll, good evening. I can't imagine why, Peter. I watched your well, not yours. I watched. Well, what is wrong with me? Northeast Drone Productions. Come on, Matt North. I watched his live stream. You were on it for quite a while last night. Good show. Hello there, Nancy Jones. Yeah, I know half. Well, actually, I know all of another Victor Mecyssne song. It really needs his nice guitar. But let's see if the tune will come to me. Well, look at those clouds. It's actually looking pretty promising over there. I hope. Let's back off this camera a tad. Get a little wider view here. Cloud cover and high winds. I could fly, but nothing to see. Yeah, I know the feeling. Okay, Les, well, that's completely up to you. If you want to go up, I'm only planning to fly one battery because it looks like we're not going to have much to see either. We are actually 7 minutes past the official sunrise. So if the sun passed through that area, I missed it. I must have blinked and missed it. How is it that starts? Now I got somewhere way down south in my mind. When I was a much younger man, things never turned out quite like I planned. The women I loved, they never seemed to love me. Spent a lot of nights down on my knees, but I've come to believe that it's ebb and it's flow. So now I just wave goodbye, walk away slow. I understand, hey, that's just how it goes. Ain't no problem. I know it's easy, easy. It's getting easier all the time. Life used to confuse me, but lately I'm turning reason into rhyme. It's easy, easy. It's getting easier every day. The equations got simpler when my temples turn gray. It's getting easier every day. Then there's a nice guitar and harmonica interlude, and then he just repeats that. The equation got simpler when my temples turn gray. It's getting easier every day. It's getting easier every day. That was called It's Easy. Anyway, I never took the chance to go see him, and I should have. PhillyDroneLife, Mikey. Hey, Mikey, you probably know about, not that, I don't imagine they had it in Philadelphia. Excuse me. We were just talking about scrapple earlier. Since you're a bit of an aficionado on foods, and you live in the same state as the guy that was talking about growing up eating scrapple, you probably know what that is. I think you missed it. He said it was like Spam, but without the health benefits. So what's up? Let's see who else has joined. Dean, Miko guest. Kevin, Daddy of 13, Jack Sparky Fron. Welcome everyone. You know, I don't have a fantastic sunrise to show you, but I kind of hated that the weather has kind of shut down the Saturday morning thing, and since we had some chance for a sunrise, or we actually have a sunrise, we just can't see it, right? I hoped I could share something with you, even if it's bad singing. But Nancy Jones. I'm cheating on Rodney's coffee cup again. Rodney's coffee cup got left at church Wednesday, so I apologize, Rodney, but it's getting a good education, so I'll retrieve it on Sunday. You do have scrapple, okay. Trying to think of other John Gorka songs that I know. I know the titles of many of them. Land of the Bottom Line, Prom Night in Pigtown. That's a good one. Flying Red Horse, that's a great one. That's about if for those who remember and lived in the United States, there used to be a gas station called Mobil, M-O-B-I-L, that had a red Pegasus on their signs. And he wrote a song about that red Pegasus taking off and starting a life of its own. Tired of advertising for someone and getting nothing for it. Oh, I'm sorry real life gets in the way, Jack. That's that is no fun. Well, we are at 23% battery now, and nothing to see, so I'm going to put you folks out of your misery. Let's just see where this craft is. Now I know I stopped wearing my earbuds because I don't know. Oh, yeah, I do know. I've determined that it's a later version of the DJI Go 4 app that causes the iPad to no longer use the earbuds as a microphone. So I stopped wearing my earbuds for these live streams when I discovered that. So I'm going to step away and you're not going to hear me that well. But I'm actually right here, just a few feet behind the iPad. But you can probably hear what I'm up to. Now you can surely hear what I'm up to. All right, so yeah, that's our fall. Our fall is gone. Let's just turn this craft this way and turn that camera down that way. And step out a little bit, like that, and say, thanks folks, I appreciate you being here. I love you all, and hopefully tomorrow will be a better weather day. So I hope every one of you has a great Saturday. We'll see you next time.